What's up, everybody? I didn't think I'd be making this video, and this is gonna seem almost completely out of left field. So, for people that don't know me, my name is Caius. A lot of people just call me Rob, which is my actual name. I've played many online games over the years. I've streamed since around 2016 on YouTube and then eventually Twitch, and I'm pretty much making a video that sums up that I'm gonna be quitting Lost Ark and why. And I'm hoping some of my experience maybe help other people that are like in a similar mindset in the game, because I'm sure there are other people there. And I guess the first thing we're gonna talk about is where this decision came from. That will come down the line, because it kind of came out of nowhere. Like I just decided yesterday out of nowhere. Like I was content, and then I just decided. But my experience with Lost Ark was first watching a trailer in 2016. I saw the trailer. I was very big into games like Path of Exile at the time. I was still maybe dabbling a little bit in D3, but I was in the RPG craze at the time, especially lots of Path of Exile. I played every league. Would usually make it a month and a half in, and I would have lots of fun. So Lost Ark was something always on my radar, and I would bring it up to my friends, and none of them knew what I was talking about. So when it finally got lit for a Western release, I was super excited. I couldn't wait. I tried to watch as little in the game actually as I could, because I like going in blind. Like I learned a little bit about the engraving and stuff I need to know, but I wanted to experience the game blind because it was something I was so excited for. So overall, for the year I played, I'd say the experience was good. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed the game. I think it does a lot of things right that other games could learn from. Met some good people. People I still talk to, keep a guild chat that with like 10 to 12 people that I talk to, and it's been great. Met some good people that I won't forget, and hopefully we'll play other games with. But we talk about stuff like total investment. There's a time investment and there's a money investment. So money investment, I'm not going to claim I'm free to play. I'm close. In the realm, I bought the Platinum Supporter Pack, which was $100. I then bought the Omen skin, which that's just a cosmetic in my opinion. That doesn't affect me actually playing the game. And then I spent another 100 just recently. I believe it's in the shop. Let me see here. And I can't find it right now. There was like $100, or there were two $50 packs, but it was $100 in total to buy like a bunch of card packs for the anniversary. So more or less, I was like maybe 240, 250 involved in the game. The rest of everything, like crystalline auras, I funded with gold. Mats, I funded with gold in game. I never bought any gold, ever. And that was the part that wasn't bad. Didn't spend any money. I knew a little bit this game would be pay to win when I first started looking into it, but I didn't know to the extremes you could go, which doesn't bother me because again, this is my own experience. And it doesn't affect me what someone else is doing. It doesn't affect me getting into groups or me playing the game. Now, as for a time investment, that's where the decisions started coming. Like, I've been at that point before where I didn't want to play because just the time investment in the game, especially when you're near free to play, it's a lot. Even when you rest your Chaos and Guardians, it's like, those days off are great, but you still have to do raids. And then, like, when it finally gets back to those dailies, it just got to the point where it started to drag for me. And the time investment is just a bit much because you're playing more than one character. Ideally, you're playing 6. In some cases, you can play more just for fun. But it just started to get too much. And ideally, whenever I played like a game like Poe or Diablo or like Dungeons & Dragons Online or Atlantica Online, I always like to focus on one character. That was always the fun. I'd like to make that one character the best I am. But in this game, your alts help feed those characters. So it's almost like ridiculous if you don't do your dailies. I know some people don't and some people swipe, but that's not me. And the time investment just is becoming too much, and there's just other stuff I want to do out there. But we're going to talk about more about that later, but we're going to go right into what I liked about the game. So when it comes to Lost Ark, I actually thought the story wasn't bad. Like, it's cool to go through one time. I think in any MMO, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was something I got to experience with my girlfriend, and we got to play through it together and see her enjoyment of it because she likes the actual storytelling in the game was kind of cool. And then you get to things like the combat, and the combat is, in my opinion, I don't think any game's done it better on the action RPG department. I think Poe sometimes can feel clunky. Diablo 3 can feel smooth, but it can feel kind of boring at times. I feel like Lost Ark always felt good with the countering system, and the different classes all feel great. And it definitely has a lot of replayability because all the classes feel completely unique to themselves, and you can have a lot of fun experiencing many different classes. So I'd say the combat was its strongest suit. But then the raids mixed in with that are some of the best raids I've ever played. That was what probably kept me around as long as I was doing the raids. But now even those are getting to the point where I'm just like, I'm bored of them, man. I've done them. Do them 6 times a week on each character. It's just more of like I need to get this done to get it done. It's not I need to get this done to have fun anymore. That's how it feels for me. So overall, I'd say the combat, the storytelling, the actual horizontal combat sailing was fun when it started, but then it got quickly old, and that's not even so much the fault of the horizontal combat. I think it's actually okay and it can be fun at times, but there's so much homework. And that's where it's going to take me into the dislikes. Where what I dislike about the game is the whole homework aspect, is having to do every 3 or 4 days over 2 days, 2 sets of Chaos and Guardians between two characters. It's much. And then I have like boss rush tickets that are just stacking up because I don't have time. Cube tickets stacking up because I don't have time. I have raids I'm trying to get in, and depending on the character, I have like a Reaper over here. 1477, they're gemmed well, they're geared well, they're 9-7 stones, they're 5x3+1, and I still can't get into some Vultans because just people gatekeep it super hard. So on a raid that could take 10 minutes, it theoretically takes me 30 because sometimes I'm just sitting. And it just became just too much with all the stuff you have to do every week. And it feels like I'm rushing to try and get it done just to have Sunday and Monday off, and then dailies come back up, so you can't actually have Sunday and Monday off. So it's really hard just to have a day from this game. I know people are going to say you can just walk away for a day, but for me, my mentality, I feel like I'm missing out on the grind. And when it feels like that, it starts to get too much for me. And I don't know. It's just I don't even mind stuff like the daily login. That's cool, rewarding players that want to do it. But I don't think you should be punished if you don't log in. That's what it feels like at times. You're being punished if you don't log in. I feel like if they would just tone back the systems, cut the homework in half, even cut the raid amount in half. I don't know. I wish you could kind of do like, I know it's tedious, but if you have certain characters above a certain threshold, like let's say you have like 3 characters above 1500, if you could just do like a ×3 on a Vulcan in one of them, and it would clear for all 3, just to save time. Because then it would allow for more fun stuff like the horizontal content. I don't know, it's just a bizarre suggestion I threw out, but just something. But I feel like other than that, the dislikes aren't too bad, other than also having to play 6 characters. This is the first game I've played where the emphasis on alts, actually Arcade was the first one, but this one too, the emphasis on alts is just too rewarding not to play alts. You're missing out on mats, you're missing out on extra gold, and all these things. Like if I cut my 5 alts, you're cutting your gold gain out by 1 or by 5/6. It's something you really can't afford to do if you want to not really spend money on this game, and it's just not for me. As I said, I prefer to focus one character. If I could just play the striker, I think I would enjoy the game a lot more and just continue to go in raids. And instead of like having alts, if they just had like difficulties of dungeons like they do in other games, where you can go in multiple times, would be cool. That's just my take on it. Now, as to why I'm moving on, part of it is the time. Actually, probably half of it's the time constraint. It hampers me from doing other things that I'd like to do. Like, I like to play single player JRPGs. I like to stream them, and that's my thing. I would like to play some even other games that aren't JRPGs, like some horror games and other things, and I just can't do it. And then there's like so many things coming out there. There's Diablo 4 beta. I'd like to like dab back into Diablo 2 Resurrected. I would like to go play Batten Kaitos, my favorite game, which is getting a remaster on the Switch when it comes out. I'd like to play just other games with friends, like go sit in comms again. I feel like I can't do that when you have to play this game because none of my friends play Lost Ark. So it's just one of those things where it's just the time constraints too much. And then the other thing is I think I'm just content. I think for spending only 250 on the game and primarily on like a starter pack and card packs and like not even mats, I've done pretty well. You know, I got a 1545 striker with a 20 weapon. You know, I feel like I rolled an okay stone. I got an okay bracelet. And I feel like I've done really, really well. I've cleared Brel multiple times. I got the Phantom Legion title. Vaulton, Vicus, Clown are like on farm. And it's just a thing where like I'm just sitting here repeating the same thing, and then the rest of my roster's pretty good too. You know, I got these two, which I could easily push to 1540. I got the mats, but I'm just not doing it because I just don't have the drive. And then these characters are easily catching up. I rolled a 9-7, so you know I've accomplished a lot. And just last night, I was just sitting there, like I got off Lost Ark. Nothing different had happened, but I just sat there and go, you know, it would be really nice if I just stopped playing and I moved on. I'd be able to do so much more, and there's a lot of good stuff coming. And it'd be nice to be able to play like a Poe League again. I haven't played Poe in a long time. It's like one of my favorite games. I've played every season. I've probably missed the last 3 or 4 or played only a day because I just been so, I don't know, just invest in this game. And I got into this game when I was starting to hit a burnout of ARPGs, but this one was a little bit different. It felt a little bit more story driven and raid driven, where Poe is just like killing monsters. So I don't know, it'd just be nice to maybe go back to simpler roots for a little bit. And I probably won't be back. Usually when I quit a game, I usually delete everything. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm at an older age where I'm just going to keep everything. But I think I'm just going to put the game down. Not saying it to be like negative, but hopefully I don't come back. I mean, I just like to play other things, and there's going to be new things that come out every year. The last couple years the games that come out have been great and fantastic, and there's just so much I'd like to try and maybe open up my repertoire when I play. But overall, I'm not gonna say not gonna be like one of those guys that says he dislikes the guy. I have over probably 2,500 hours in the game. I really like the game. And I think it's a great game. There's just certain systems that over time have worn me down, and I think it's time I move on. And I rather move on content that I did something in the game than with anger and just hating on the game. And I think I can leave with content and actually still enjoy watching it and go from there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Lost Ark stuff. I don't know if anyone felt the same on some of the stuff that I did, but if you do, hopefully this helps you just in some way. I don't know how, but hopefully it does. And when we find something new, we'll dive into it. I mean, right now we're looking at the Diablo 4 beta coming out, and then I'm gonna be starting Octopath 2 on the day it comes out. Just finished going through 1 again and finally beating the secret boss. So we have a lot to do, and the single player stuff for me is where it's at. Now, as for streaming, I'm not a big streamer. I never have been. It's something I more or less just do for me. Like, there are times I'll just put on the stream, and I almost won't say a word. I'll just focus on the game. So, like, when I play a game, I laser focus. That's just how I am. And as for streaming, I've been doing it since, I think, late 2016, early 2017. It's never been about the numbers for me. It's more of a mental health thing for me. I just like having it recorded, and I don't mind sharing it to anyone, whether it's 1 person or 10 people or 15 people. It really doesn't matter. If it helps someone through their day, because I know it's helping me just like streaming it, I rather do it. And we play some weird and quirky games that people haven't heard of that are actually really good, and then we play some stuff everybody's excited about. We try to do a little bit of everything. Primarily JRPGs, but occasionally I like to dabble into other stuff too. MMOs like this, and horror games, and then I've played stuff like Balloons, and there's just so much cool shit out there that I want to play. And like, I'd like to play The Forest 2 when it's out, and that's what we're going to be doing now. But as for streaming, I've kind of tried to force like a daily thing, but it's just hard. It's really hard now, and it's not something I want to do every day anymore. So there might be times I go 14 days in a row because I'm really enjoying something, but there might be weeks where I just want to stream like twice during the week. And I'm currently in the process of looking for a new job, and we're gonna see how it balances. And the good news is, if I do cut down some days, I'll try and make the content longer because now I don't have to worry about Lost Ark. That's part of the reason why some of the streams are 2 hours, because I had to worry about dailies, but I didn't always want to stream Lost Ark because I know like I know it's not always the best thing to watch, especially when you're just doing a daily grind. It's not something I'm excited streaming all the time. Just doing the daily grind over and over because people can literally see that everywhere. So I will possibly do like longer streams and actually do like real JRPG playthroughs to start getting through a list. Because I have a whole list of games that I have written down that I want to get through, and there's only gonna be more and more. And revisiting old games is always fun, and that's pretty much where we're at. But I'm still enjoying the streaming. Stream is still gonna happen. Uh, just gonna do it as much as I feel like. Right now, it's been kind of like, and I've been doing that lately. It's been kind of like either early in the day or late at night. It's either like between 8 to 12 or 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. like start time, or we start at 11 p.m. or something around there. We just go, and we're just gonna do it and keep grinding. But that's pretty much all I gotta say. I thank everybody who checked out this video. Thank all you guys who support me on the stream, Discord. Uh, thanks to all the moderators that have helped me through the years too. And we're gonna keep going strong and go from there. So thank you guys, and you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Later.